everyone, this video is about me getting ready to go on a very short backpacking trip. So here we go. So I'm probably not going to take all this gear with me because some of this gear isn't really all that appropriate, but here's pretty much my backpacking gear, and here comes Lux to check it all out. So first off is my backpack. This is really different than the backpacks I had back in the 80s and 90s when I did a lot of camping and hiking. That one was an external frame, and you know, back then if you were hiking with 45 pounds, that was pretty much, 45 pounds was pretty much the average. And now it's, everybody tries to, even the people that aren't ultralight backpacking try to keep stuff, like in the 20-25 pound range. So we'll see. So that's my backpack. It's an internal frame. It's an Osprey. This huge bag here, which Lux is determined to get into, is my sleeping bag. It's a down sleeping bag, and I store it, uncompressed in this bag here. And when it's compressed, it's going to be really tiny, but I do this so that the down stays all nice and fluffy. So other things I have is I usually take these flip-flops as camp shoes to wear to let my feet air out a little bit, in the campground. But it's October, so I'm kind of undecided whether I'm going to bring these or not. I also have, where are they? Oh, here they are. I also have this nice pair of comfy camp socks that, probably not going to wear, obviously, and get all dirty around the camp area, but it's nice to have a nice clean pair of dry socks to change into. And I like to wear these when I'm sleeping, just to keep my feet warm. So to go over everything else here, this is my bear bag. This, it used to be you just had a big sack that you stored your food in and you hung it from a tree. And these, they're actually made of like a thin Kevlar fabric. So if you store your food in these overproof or odor-proof Ziploc bags and then put them in the bear bag, it should keep, rodents and other animals from getting in there. I mean, there are some areas in the East Coast where you do have to really watch for black bears. The biggest issue eating your food, of course, is going to be mice or raccoons. Oh my gosh, raccoons. So yeah, when I camped and hiked back in the day, back in the olden days, it wasn't a big deal to have your food in your tent with you, but I probably wouldn't do that now. So I got that. In addition to my sleeping bag, I have this little pillow here because at my age, I want a pillow. I never used to have that before. And then I also have this. This is like one of those inflatable sleeping pads. This is probably one of the most heavy things I'm carrying with me. But the few times I have been, family camping the last few years, and I've just used a lightweight foam pad, my back has been killing me. So I'm gonna splurge and go with that. Good old hand sanitizer, because things get dirty on the trail. I always like to bring some extra paracord, because you never know when you're gonna need that for some reason. Although, this is like a shakedown trip. We are just spending one night, so a lot of this stuff I'm probably not gonna need, but I still want to carry it with me, because this trip is basically, for me, trying to see, like, how can I manage my pack? Is this enough weight? Is this not enough weight? So if I'm going to do a 4-day hike, I'm going to want to take some extra paracord with me. I don't know, maybe not this much paracord, but I'll probably pack it just to see. And then I also have, this is like a sleeping bag liner. First off, it's really comfy to have this in the sleeping bag. Secondly, like I said, it's October, so it gives me a little bit added warmth. That plus... this little blow up pad, should help, because this sleeping bag is like a 40-degree pad and I'm going to be pushing that. So these two things should help keep me warm. If not, hey, it's one night and I'll learn. I'll be like, whoa, I need a better sleeping bag if I'm going to do this in the fall. Bandana, these are multi-use. You can tie your hair back with it. There's other things you can do. You filter water with it. You can use it as a mock bandage if you need. So I have that. My Petzl headlamp. I like to carry a little Spyderco knife with me. This one's really nice because it's got a nice serrated edge on it, so it's very useful. Let's see what else I have. Oh, for my glasses and my sunglasses, I'm of that lovely age where I have to wear readers, so my sunglasses are actually bifocals. So I use that. I just have like a little neck buff. In the summertime, this is nice just to keep the bugs off, to push my hair, my bangs, my greasy old bangs out of my face. It gives a little added warmth in the winter, but it's very thin. So I have that. I'll skip over my tent for a second. And then over here I've got, I'm not going to take this with me. I really hate these things, but it's a water bladder with the little thing on it. So I got that. I got my matches. I might not use this. I got this like ages ago. This is a Shiwi, and it's for like peeing on the trail, but I might not bother with that. Then I got my long spoon. This is my water filtration. It's just a little free water filter. I will be taking water with me. I might not need to use this on the trail. Sometimes they actually have, like a well water source, like a clean water source, but I have this just in case. So go on, scoot. So this is just a bag with some first aid supplies and like toothbrush, toothpaste, that kind of thing. This is a much larger water filter. Again, I'm probably not going to, these two I probably won't take with me because I don't think I'll need all that. Here's an emergency poncho. Even though my backpack has a rain fly that goes over it, this is for me. And actually it's big enough to go over top of the backpack as well. Mylar blanket for emergencies, even though I'll have like a fleece with me. My little hike notebook. Shovel. Again, the areas we're going probably are going to have, porta potties where we stay. But, in case you have to like dig a little hole in the woods and poop in the woods. So I got that. This is like a little towel. This is a luxury item. This is my coffee mug. So I can make some coffee in the morning and just carry it with me on the trail. Extra tent stakes, a little lantern for at night. Let's see what else I got. That's pretty much it. This is my tent, and this is a Flash Air 2. It's a 2-person tent. And the reason I have these extra tent stakes is this tent is a tension supported tent. So placing the stakes in the guy lines is what keeps the tent kind of, supported and tense. So, hey, Lux. No. Psst, 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 psst. Come on. Look, you're messing with stuff. All right, that was a little Lux interruption there. Curious kitty as always. But so the only other thing I would have here, obviously my food. I'm not going to bother with a change of clothes. I might just grab like a spare shirt in case I get like super sweaty or get a little wet so that I don't have to sleep in a damp shirt. Just one night's probably not a big deal. And even if I did like a 3 or 4 day hike, other than like, underwear and some layering clothes, I'm not going to change clothes every day on a backpack trip. So the only other thing I'd have is I'd probably get like a sort of like a compactor bag or garbage bag to line the inside of my backpack just in case it rains. Even with the rain fly, I don't want my stuff getting wet, especially my sleeping bag, because that would suck. So I'll probably add that. So we'll see. I'll pack all this up and we'll weigh it and see how I am. And I will talk about the dog's pack, Buckwheat's pack, and my food in just a minute. All right, here we have Buckwheat's gear. This is an Outward Hound pack. And it's dirty because he's been using it on our walks so that he gets used to wearing it, gets used to it, around him and how it feels. So he'll use that. And in that, he's going to have, in addition to bags of his dog food and a couple bottles of water, he's going to have I'll probably put this on him. This is a reflective dog vest. We're not in an area where there's hunting, but just in case, it is October. It's not hunting season yet, so I don't know if I'll put it on him or just take it along, for when we're at the campground or not. In addition to the first aid supplies I have this quick clot. So if he gets a cut, if he breaks one of his toenails or something like that, this will help stop it. He's got 2 of these. These are little collapsible bowls for his food. This serves not only as like a blanket and a towel, but I'll fold it up and it'll be his bed. I'm going to order him a down bed like I have that folds up really small, but I won't have it for this trip. This hooks on his collar and lights up, so at night I can see where he is. In the campground, it gets really dark. And then the medicines. Those of you that follow me on Facebook and Instagram know that Buckwheat has epilepsy, and therefore I will not only put his medicines in his individual Ziploc bags of food so that it's already mixed in there. He just eats them along with his food. But I will also be taking an extra dose of this, not only as a rescue dose in case he has a seizure, but it's always good to have a little bit extra just in case something happens and I'm delayed out on the trail an extra day. I'll have food. Where I'm going, it's really not going to be a big deal. We're very close to the road. We just help is one phone call away and a quick drive. But I just like to be safe. So I will have that for him in addition to his food. As far as food goes, it's a good idea to pack about 1.5 or 1.25 amount of food, what they usually get. You want to pack a little extra because they're going to be exerting themselves more than they usually would in a day. So in addition to his food and his daily medications, I have this. This is in case he has a seizure. With Buckwheat, it's not just going to be a matter of him having a seizure and me calling for help and having somebody drive and pick us up. He has grand mal seizures and they're cluster seizures, which means he has them one kind of after the other. It's very devastating. So not only do I have some medication that I draw on a syringe and then aspirate in his nose, but I have another pill form medication that is a little bit longer lasting to help so that he does not continue to have cluster seizures. It's really tough taking a dog with epilepsy or any health condition out on the trail like this, but with medication and careful planning, he's a young dog, he's energetic, he's incredibly fit. I know that this is something he'll really enjoy, and I don't want his epilepsy to get in the way of him living his best doggy life ever. So this is what Buckwheat will be taking with him and carrying it in his very own pack too. Okay, it's dinner time. Back in the 80s and 90s when I would go camping and backpacking, I never did dehydrated food. I would take along things like vacuum packed tuna, granola, nuts, beef jerky. I just went out of my way to not deal with anything I had to cook. And part of that was I didn't do any huge long backpack trips. I pretty much was just doing, shorter backpack trips. I was really intimidated by the thought of using a backpacker stove. I'll use one of those big old camping stoves all day long, or I'll cook over the fire. But those little backpacker stove, I was like, kind of scary. So, a lot of backpackers will do like ramen noodles. There's a lot of cheaper alternatives than buying these dehydrated foods. But I pick up a pack every now and then and keep them in my cabinet. Partly because I'm probably one step away from being a doomsday prepper, but I always have these things. So anyway, here's what I got going on. I had these packets of instant coffee. You can also get like Starbucks instant coffee. You can get instant coffee anywhere. I thought I'd try this Alpine Start stuff and see how I like it. I would love to take along a French press and do French press coffee in the morning. And when I go camping in my car and a bigger tent, I do that. But, as far as lugging around a French press goes, I'm like, I'm going to try this instant coffee and see. Usually for breakfast, I just pack like a bag of granola, and sometimes I'll do this myself. Basically, granola in a bag with some dehydrated fruit, a little bit of powdered milk, and then you just add water, mix it up, and eat away. But I figured I'll just let somebody else do that and grab a bag of this. So that's probably what I'll do for breakfast. I'll pack a whole bunch of granola bars and all sorts of different miscellaneous stuff for like snacks and lunches, because I tend to just sort of pull up the side of the trail and just eat something quick like some jerky and some granola. So for dinner choices, my dinner choices for this trip are this Backpackers Pantry Kathmandu curry. It's a vegetarian meal, and I'm not a vegetarian, but I do enjoy a lot of vegetarian foods. So, and I love curry, so there's an option there. I also have this Peak Refuel, the chicken coconut curry. So that looks pretty good too. Yeah, that looks good. Of course, I don't know if it's going to look that good when I eat it, but it looks good on the package. Three Sisters stew is always a favorite. Again, it's vegetarian friendly, but tasty stuff there. And then I've got more Peak Refuel, the chicken pesto pasta. I've got, and then this beef pasta marinara. So that's what I've got in my cupboard. So I'm going to think about what to bring with me. And I know it says these bags all say serves too, but if you're hiking, especially I usually eat kind of a mild breakfast, and my lunch is more like snacky snacks. And so by the time it comes to dinner, I'm freaking starved. And especially if you've been walking like 10, 15, 20 miles up the side of a mountain. So, 2 servings, I'm calling bullshit on that. Yeah, I'm gonna rip me into one of these bags and lick it clean. So, trying to think of what I'm gonna do. Obviously, I'm gonna take one of these. I'll take that. I just need one, maybe 2, so I can have a second cup of coffee. So I'll take one of those. And then I think, I think I'm going to do this Kathmandu curry, and we'll see how that is. All right, so that's going to be, again, I'm just doing this. This is just one day hiking, spend the night, and then one day back. So I think that's going to be plenty as far as food for me goes. And if there's any left, I always kind of overpack on the snacks. In fact, that's kind of my trail name is snacks. So I always overpack on the snacks. So I will have plenty of snacks if I'm still hungry, after dinner. And I might even pack a little something for dessert. We'll see. We'll see how much my pack weighs and if I can squeeze something else in. Okay, I've got my jet boil system here. I'm going to do a trial run. Just because I'm not all that, this is a new cook stove for me, this little backpack stove. And I don't want to get out on my trip and not be able to get it to work and end up having to eat cold soaked Kathmandu curry, which just sounds disgusting. So let me give it a try here and see if I can get it going. Okay, holy shit, that really moves. Okay, now I'll put the boil pot on. Okay, we got the pot on. And this is really cool because the pot comes with, it's got this little, on there to keep it insulated. It's got a little handle on the side. It supposedly cooks super quick. So all it's doing is it'll heat up water, and this will turn color when the water heats up. It's supposed to be really fast, so we'll see how fast it goes. But there's also a little pot stand that comes with this that you can use to put your pots on if you have a slightly different setup and you want to fry something. But I'm pretty much just gonna do a boil water thing. So Ooh, see? Ooh, it's turning color. It's heating up. This is awesome. This is really cool. All right, I'm digging this. Okay, so it clearly works. I can, it's got this little, just turn this off. That shuts off the, well, I can actually hear it boiling in there. This is awesome. So yeah, this has got a little switch on it that can ignite. I have some campfire matches, and I usually throw a, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I'll throw a lighter in my mix, but actually the matches will probably just be fine as long as I can keep them waterproof. But it's nice to have that little igniter if we need it. So awesome! Look at that, boiled water, ready to go. So I am ready. Everything is packed up. There's a few little quick things Tuesday morning that I'll throw in my backpack. And of course the water I'll add in at the last minute. But everything else is pretty much packed. Shockingly, my backpack weighed in at just under 18 pounds. So I don't know, maybe I'll throw a kitchen sink in there and take it with me. Or I might just do the 16 pounds. You know, and just when I add the water and all, it'll just be a light pack. I'm just going out one day. So, you know, like I said, there's some things that, you know, normally I would take a spare water filtration thing with me because I'm really paranoid about my water being filtered. And then obviously I'd have more food, more snacks, because everyone needs more snacks. And then I'd have some, you know, some different clothing options in there too that I'd have. But other than that, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how things go on Tuesday, Wednesday, and if there's anything I need to add to my backpacking list for things I want to take with me, then I'll know for the next time I go backpacking. But so we're all set. We're all ready. Things are all packed and set to go. And I will see you all on the trail. Bye.